All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming to a 5 o'clock session this evening here in Chicago. We've got an exciting session for you planned for today. I'm Bill Baer. I'm a product manager in our SharePoint product group. Joining me are 4 other people I really don't know, but we'll go ahead and let them show some of their solutions to you today. One of the common questions we get around the Office Graph, and Delve in particular, is how can I extend these capabilities to take into account information from third-party data stores, perhaps information from other technologies within the Office suite, even on-prem content? So the way we thought we'd organize this session for you here this afternoon is having these 4 contestants show you their solutions and discuss their solutions they've built with the Office Graph and Delve. From there, you're going to get an opportunity to vote. You're going to get some swag. We have a giraffe on the way, I hope, and a couple of other things just to keep it exciting because it is 5 o'clock in the evening and I'm sure everybody by now is burned out and wants to do something else. But the important part is watch what they've got, ask any questions that they've had, and then after you're done, give them a big round of applause. Whoever garnishes the most will be the winner of today's competition. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Alex, who's going to be our first contestant, get a chance to show his solution to you, and then we're going to move at about a very rapid pace. Each contestant gets 15 minutes to show and describe their solution and answer any questions that you or I may have. So with that, let's go ahead and kick it off. Are you ready to rumble?
Well, hi everybody, I'm Alexander Cipriani, I'm from Microsoft France, and there I'm in charge of the product marketing on Yammer, SharePoint, Delve, and the Office Graph. So in France I work with awesome partners, and I will show you here an app that has been built by a French partner. So first, I have a few questions for you. So who is already using Delve? Okay, pretty cool. Yeah, you can applaud. Who is using an iPhone or an iPad? Okay, half of the room. So this demo is really for you. And for the other half of the room, it's also for you because you interact every day with people with an iPhone or an iPad, I think. So let's go. So here I have all my pretty awesome Office 365 app, and there is Delphine. So what is Delphine? Delphine is the first iPad app client for Delve. And here we go. So they didn't just build the Delve client, but they also enhanced and they have bring up many new possibilities. So here when I arrive, you arrive on the personal feed. For the people who use already... What happened? Okay. That's okay. For the people who are using already Delve, it's pretty the same. You have here all the information that are concerning yourself. That's okay. Depending on your activities and the one of your colleagues. What they have added here is that you have an infinite scroll if it's loading, depending on the Wi-Fi. So it's in the cloud. So you have to trust me. Okay, let's load it. Thank you. So here, for the demo, I will tell a little story. I will be Jean Dupont, a very French man, and this Jean Dupont is a sales representative for a luxury clothes company. And this guy, he has to work to prepare a meeting with one of his retailer, and it's about in 4 or 5 days, and he has to prepare this meeting because he has to sell many things. So first, I know as Jean Dupont, I have worked on a document, but I don't know where is it, sorry. And I got the access here to an awesome menu. Thanks, guy. It is battle. So here I can access to many other options. So what I will do is I will access to my work, if it's working. Okay, let's do that again. Yes, let's go. So I have to find a PowerPoint document that I've worked on. So let's go. I go to my work, and here I have a view on all the documents I worked on. So the problem is here that I have many documents. So you are seeing here the infinite scroll. That's cool. And I remember that is a PowerPoint. So I can use here some filters, and I will just display the PowerPoint that I've worked on. So here you have a view on all the PowerPoint that I've worked on, and I don't know where they are. It doesn't matter. Then I have to still find it because I worked in a lot of documents. So I will use the search capabilities, and right in the context, I find all the documents, all the PowerPoints I worked on with the keyword Northwine, because Northwine is my customer. And actually, I find it right here. When I find this card, I have different possibilities. And the first one, that I will check if it's really the good presentation. So I launch the Office web app, and I can check directly in the app if it's the good presentation. Here we go. There is a nice guy with the good glasses. Very good. Yeah. The Tour Eiffel. Thank you. Hamburger?
Okay.
That's okay? This is the French touch. Okay? So then I have to work on my PowerPoint. Here I have the different possibilities, and I will open with, oops, sorry. I will directly open this presentation with PowerPoint apps. So what is interesting here is that they connected with the other apps, and they use the platform aspect of O365 in the iPad. So it's not loading, please. Yes. So let's say that I have my presentation, it's downloading, and I worked on, and it's finished. Let's go back. Now I found my presentation, and I have to I have to work on the contract. So let's go back to the menu, and here I have access to all the people I work with, and I directly go to the man who is in charge of legal aspects. And I find here the document called Terms and Conditions. It's the model of the contract, and I have to send this contract to my lawyer. So what I do, thank you. Yeah, I keep talking, okay. So what I do, it's quite difficult. Thank you. So what I do here, because my lawyer is not very O365 ready. He is like an old-style man, so I want to send him an email. So directly from the app, I can send him an attachment, this document attached to this guy. Thanks, guy. Okay, then I have to find the prices for the meetings, and I remember that I saw a document, but I don't know where is it. Then I click here on plus on all the queries, and you can see many other queries. The one that we'll use is viewed, and here you have a view on all the documents that I worked on, and no, sorry, all the documents that I just saw in O365. And again, I will use the different formats. Here, I remember it's an Excel, and I find it. Sorry, Excel, it's better. Okay, it's this one, and this time I will send an email with the link. To my colleague, because my colleague is using Office 365, and that's okay. Yeah. It will save time for her to tell me if the price are good. Then, to finish, we can access here to all the different boards, and again, the Wi-Fi is not working. Let's launch the app again. How many minutes I have?
5. You have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take your time.
Okay, let's go back. So here I have access to my boards, and even I didn't show you yet, but we can find also the videos, and I can directly read the videos from the iPad. And I'm sure you saw this great video that has been made by Chris. Who saw this video? Okay.
Nice stopping.
And actions will separate boys from men. In the blue corner, from Paris, not Texas, we have Microsoft's Alexandre, the Wonder Boy, weighing in at 4 lattes and extra sugar. In the red corner, we have Chris, the Screen Scraper Biggins, weighing in at 1,000 fair rules and the reigning slipper featherweight champion of San Diego. In the green corner, we have Mikael, that stupid Svensson, customer-proclaimed search enrichment virtuoso from Norway. And last but not least, in the yellow corner, from the Netherlands, we have Waldeck IM Publishing, weighing in at 16 apps and 1 brownie. To referee all this, we have Bill, SharePoint Know-It-All, and DJ, who will make sure the contestants and audience stay in line with his trusted t-shirt gun. An epic clash of titans that you cannot afford to miss.
Nice.
The t-shirt gut we don't have. Yeah.
Yes.
So to finish, we have also some premium features. We can have downloaded documents when you are offline, or favorite items. And I will go to one here just to say how this partner cooked it and how you can find some information about. So, how did this partner cook it? With some bread, some cheese. First, no, to be serious, some with Xamarin and Visual Studio. I'm not a 300 guy, and you can find all the information with the Yammer group. I will show you just after. You can ask these people many things about this app. So thank you to Movibliz and their app Delphine. Here, Laurent and Stéphane. Stéphane is the cooker of this app. And you know what is very nice here? That you can download it now. It's available on the App Store since the last week on iPhone and iPad.
Someone needs to take over.
And if you have any questions, or the T-shirts are arriving.
Woo! Yeah. Woo! Look at that. All right.
Just in time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have any questions, go on the Yammer group. We have created a Yammer group in the O365 network. So here is the short link. And I can answer some of the questions, but again, I'm not a coder, so I can't go deep dive in the code. Okay, thank you very much. I hope it was well for you.
All right.
You wanna do the?
do that with me. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so one more time for Alex.
Alex.
And for the giraffe.
Or Bill.
Yep.
No.
All right. You're up next.
No, that would be Chris.
No,
Chris
Chris.
is up next. Yes. So let's go ahead and see what you've got.
All right.
One man, one desire.
All right, you guys got to
winds of
tell
change
me if
was
the
about to
lightsaber
blow.
comes out, because I, 8.
And you're on.
Okay, so let's just minimize that for a second. So you guys got your phones out? Some lucky participant I will choose from my Twitter feed to be a part of my demo.
We all are.
Yeah, well, you guys are definitely already.
Yeah, let's go.
My Twitter handle is GivenCJ. If you send me a tweet right now, I will make you a part of my demo. But I got to go make sure you don't have anything crazy on your tweet feed that's going to pop up in the presentation. So send me a little tweet here in a second. But I'll start to get into my stuff, and I'll look here. So GivenCJ. All right, so Delve is a technology kind of built off of search, and as a lot of you know, you don't really have the ability to do any type of push into search right now, especially in Office 365. But that is something that will be coming soon that you'll be able to do.
Incoming.
And so what I said to these guys is I said, I'm getting tired of waiting for it, and all my customers are getting tired of waiting for it, so I think I'm going to go ahead and build it on my own. And I want to play it against Delve in some way. And so what I've actually built is a way to ingest Twitter data, and I'll just jump through here real quick. Twitter data, push API, my own push API, into your O365, make it show up in Delve. Okay?
Yeah.
You want to see it? All right, so let's see if we got some tweets coming in here, and we'll do a little action. Oh, I'm still waiting on some stuff. My phone's not going through. So I've got a list here. And the thing is, Delve only really cares about us right now. It only cares about a certain set of pieces of content, which are going to be like Word docs, PowerPoints, PDF, okay, some of the main core contents. And so what I have here is you'll see this is a list. It has name, modified, some simple stuff. It's got a column called mentions, hashtags, tweet date, created by, shared with. All right, so tweet text. What I've done is I've built a tool that will go and take data from Twitter. Let me show you the interface for this tool. It's actually pretty awesome. I have a button on here that says "Go to Hairy Chest Man." I think that's Bill. Yeah. oh, I can't repeat that one. But what I have here in the code is I have the ability to go in here and go pull down a tweet stream. So I've got all of us loaded on here, but I'll go ahead and just recheck what we've got going here on my tweet feed and see if anybody on here is. Ooh, okay. Laura possibly is about to be our guinea pig. Just make sure she's anything crazy on her Twitter. Okay, it's all good. All right, so Laura's going to be our test subject. Congratulations, Laura. Where are you, Laura? Right there. Okay. Thank you for participating. All right, so I'm going to change this around a little bit. We're going to put Laura's Twitter feed in here. If you guys want to follow Laura, you can go ahead and follow Laura too when I type this in.
So I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Will this code be available to our attendees?
No, unless you pay me $1 million. All right, that looks right. So what's going to happen? I'm going to go ahead and run this. Now, there's a lot of things that are going to happen behind the scenes. And other than going to the Hairy Chest Man, we'll get Fiddler fired up here in the background, and we're going to see it would have hit Laura's Twitter feed, you see a lot of process queries, which are CSOM. There's going to be some things in here where I don't know the people in Laura's Twitter feed. She might have mentioned some people. She's got some hashtags, all that type of thing. So the code right now, there's actually something on here on the screen. It says DSI service new object schema. That's actually called Azure AD. And what's happening is it's creating a user in my Azure AD for every person that's been mentioned. So every Twitter handle is getting an Azure AD account right now in my tenant. And so that's what's going to happen with that is then the AD account will replicate over to user profile, which means that I can then go and tag those people as mentions in that list, as well as share the tweet that's in that list with them, which are all kind of signals that happen in Graph. So then you can pick that up, and then you will see this very intelligent information about your Twitter feeds of your, let's say, employees or people you're actually interested in. All right, so it looks like it's done. So I come back over here to the Twitter feed, and I can refresh, and I'll see, yep, sure enough, I pulled down some of Laura's tweets here. Now, the thing is that there's a little bit of a lag. There's a couple of different ways of which we can pull down a user. I have to tag a user. Well, if I add them to Azure AD, there's a little bit of lag, especially if I want to make a call user profile because there's replication time there. Because I got to call ensure user on the code to actually make sure I can actually tag someone in there. All right, so there's a little bit of lag time. I got to give it some time. It's especially indexing stuff. So even though Laura's on here, maybe in 15 minutes we might see her, depending on how fast Office 365 index this content. But I've already gone and indexed.
You only have like 10 minutes time. That sucks.
Well, that's why I've already indexed all your tweets.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah.
Stalker.
I am your stalker. I like your Twitter feed. So what you're going to see here, and these are kind of all my tweets, but maybe I can find one a little bit farther down. There's some of William Bear. So you'll notice that the content comes in. You'll see William Bear is created as the creator of the modified. So it's just calling the same APIs if you were to use ShareGate to migrate your content from FileShare. You can set things. You could set when the tweet actually occurred. So you can see that was 7 hours ago, right? I didn't run that 7 hours ago. I mean, he could tweet that, and it sets the stuff properly. So you'll see everything in the Delve feed. Everything shows up as if you had tweeted it right then, whatever time it was. So this list will get, once I've taken that Twitter feed data, put it in here, it gets indexed, about 15 minutes. And what will end up happening is it'll start showing up in your Delve. So over here, I logged in as Chris Givens.
Let's go.
What's happening is I'm actually taking a picture of the tweet as you would see it on the web page, turning it into a Word doc, pumping it into the library. It's getting indexed. Everything's feeding into Delve exactly the way it should be so that you can see the relationships. So you can even see here, Michael here, he's actually did something, and he's related to me in some way. So that's one of his tweets, but it's showing up in my Delve feed because we're somewhat related. So I could go and also go look at William Bear and see all his tweets are showing up in here as well with the pictures. Now, this is just one thing. Delve is obviously cool. You're going to see even 2 more interesting presentations. So my data ingestion in here makes their stuff even cooler. So think about mine, more than theirs. But
Yeah.
And your stuff is going to be obsolete in a little while, right?
In 3,
2, 1.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, push.
Nice. Push. Depending on, here we go, if this pops up. You'll see that my Azure AD, just to prove you, there are users getting created if it pops up. There are many, many users because I've been running this over the past month. So a lot of those are handles. Some people you might know. There's Alexander, right? And we have Coy Roth in there. That's Dan Holm. All those are tweets and mentions that have occurred, and I've automatically created those user accounts. Now, the other more interesting thing that occurs is Delve is cool, but the side effect that I found about doing this was if I go over to my search site, not only do I start to, can I utilize, obviously Delve is driven by search, right? It's a few extra layers of things you could do off of the search. But if you get into search, things become a lot more interesting because all of the tweets that are happening, as I said, I'm turning hashtags into MMS terms. All right, so if I go and I start to do searches, I can go search for stuff that they've tweeted. So maybe we do William. He's got a nice picture, doesn't he? What you're going to see is that down a little bit lower, I've got tags that are coming in here. Some of Wiktor's stuff shows up. Some other things show up. I can highlight over. And Word Online will actually pull it up as if it kind of looks like a tweet right now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could search on stuff. I could go search on SharePoint. And obviously, we talk a lot about SharePoint. And you're going to see the people are in there that come across, and you'll see the tags that were actually in all of the tweets that were coming through. That's mine.
Woo!
So we saw a couple of examples. So we've seen a couple of examples so far of different ways that you can extend the capabilities of the Office Graph in Delve. One of the examples was on iPads, which is a great example because we live in a bring-your-own-device era where people generally are bringing their own hardware to work. And developing an application for each piece of hardware is difficult for many corporations, but in this case we saw how, in a predominant Windows corporation you can actually bring other devices into the picture when it comes to predictive analytics and machine learning. A great example here was bringing the power of community social activities into the Office Graph. And the way to think about some of these examples is potential. So for Chris's example, you could take something like Twitter, and then you could establish correlation between an individual who has a Twitter feed and an individual who actually has a corporate profile. By pulling those two together, you could perform a number of different things. So if you're in marketing, it could provide a solution for sentiment analysis. So you're getting ready to do a research project, and you want to know how the community thinks about that particular project, and you want to understand sentiment before shipping. So you can pull real corporate data in and then overlay it with community data to understand that sentiment. So those are two great examples. Now up is number 3.
Yeah. So we have just seen 2 examples of some additional insights around the Office Graph, but you can actually do more with that. So imagine that you could leverage the Office Graph to help you in your job. So we all have appointments and meetings, right? And the one thing that you want to do is to ensure that you're prepared for your appointment and meeting. So how do you do that? How do you do that? You search, you go through your email, Yammer, everything, but you have to do it on your own. What if you could have an add-in in Outlook in context where your appointment lives that helps you prepare for your meeting? So here I have a meeting, which basically is this session, and let me show you how you could leverage the power of the Office Graph within the context of that appointment. So here on the screen, using the info from that appointment, like subject and attendees, you can see related documents all on its own. There is not a single link in this appointment. Cool? But wait, there is more. So here you can see all of the attendees, and some of them are internal, some of those are like customers. So for internals, you can also use the power of the Office Graph to get additional insights like who they are and what they work on and who they work with. And there are also some quick links to call them, send them email, or use link. For externals, you can use CRM, as I do here, right? So from CRM, online, you can get those additional info like job, name, and image. If you're sales, or if you do sales, which we all do in a way, you could get more out of CRM. So you can get additional info outside of the scope of your appointment to get a full picture of what's going on. And here, there is one opportunity for me to win this contest and earn $1. Thank you very much. There's even more. So if there are any issues going on, you can also get that within the context of that appointment, so that there is no chance for you to be stabbed in the back. You will know it up front. You can prepare. You could wear a vest. You could dodge. You're like, no. Yes, you could bring your lightsaber with you. Where are the T-shirts? That one, yeah. And last but not least, you can also get some news from RSS feeds just to get the full picture of your appointment. Cool? You like it?
So, wait, I'm going to put you on the spot. The next question is going to be, are you going to make this code available to our attendees?
Well, it depends. If I win, I will take that into consideration.
Oh, he said consideration. Oh.
So this thing is a Office add-in. It uses Office 365 APIs. It's built with Node.js, AngularJS, Bootstrap. It's hosted on Azure, and it's built with Visual Studio Code on OS X. So that's the way you can leverage the new APIs from any platform, anywhere, everywhere. Is there anything that you would like to know about the app? Anything more? No, it's there. There you go.
I'm still waiting for you to say, but wait, there's more.
Well, there is a whole lot of more code. I mean, I could go through all of it, but that would just bore you.
I wouldn't be bored.
I know, but there are some other people.
All right.
Be considerate, boy. Oh, almost hit that drop.
All right, I got the farthest reach.
Picture moment. All right. So if there are no other questions, yes. Sorry. So the question is it possible to connect data from SharePoint to the add-in? What would you like to do? Project list. So you would like to show your project info within the context of this appointment? Yes, you could, because it is an add-in. So it's up to you how do you extend that. And the APIs that are available there allow you to do that. Anyone else?
Oh.
This should become part of Office. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Push API too.
Yes. Push APIs. Well, they are already there, right? No. Oh, sorry. Yes.
How long did it take you to build this from beginning to end? And how many hours have you worked hours?
Yeah. So how much time did it take me to build this app? So I would say roughly 2 weeks. I had some experience with Angular. I had little experience with Node, and the most challenging part was Auth. Just to be able to do that code, because I already built an app or two with the Office Graph. So basically, Node.js and Auth piece, those are the new parts that took me the most time. Anyone? Everyone? Thank you very much for your attention.
Alrighty, so let me take a look here. We have saved the best for the rest, or the rest for the last. Did you write this yourself?
It's French.
All right, let's go ahead and see what your solution is. So that was pretty compelling. You know, and interestingly enough, it's one of the things that we've been thinking about from a Graph and Delve perspective, which is that concept that you're preparing for a meeting. Now, the Graph and Delve themselves provide you data in order to facilitate discovery of information that previously you may not have even known about, because search is generally an intent-driven action. You compose a query, you get a result set, and then you use a number of different facets to try to refine it to discover information, whereas the Office Graph brings that information back to you. And in this case, we've augmented it and supplemented it by preparing you for a meeting. which is a great use case scenario where you're getting ready to walk into a meeting. You need to understand what materials you need to have to be prepared for, particularly on a Wednesday when the parties are Tuesday night. So we know you're not working on your meeting on Tuesday night, and you need to be ready for Wednesday morning. This is a great way to quickly digest what's necessary to be successful in that meeting. So let's go ahead and get you up here with your cape and see the last one of the day.
All right. So I'll switch over. So just to stop the question, so the code is available on that URL if you want to download it after I'm done, so you don't have to ask.
Code, code,
Yeah.
code,
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 code. He just did that, by the way.
And if it
Yeah.
and if it sucks, you can go to that URL and you can download my Search Queries Explain book for free.
He just did that, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. And if you wonder how long I spent to do the code, so we could go in Power BI, and guess we could look at the
0.
reports.
It was done by someone else.
Let's see if we can get some reports going here. So this is the default GitHub integration in Power BI. So here you see my commits by the hour. So you can see I mostly work during customer time on this.
All automated commits.
Yeah, this is all automatic. Yeah. Just I used
In
to
your sleep?
Yeah, I made a push API.
Hours a week,
Yeah.
122.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was the insight. So that's the code, right?
50
So over-
users, there you go, the whole team.
Yeah.
Team effort.
So when I was going to do this session or was asked, I figured, well, so what can you actually glean from the Office graph? What kind of actions and edges and objects are we actually seeing here? So I decided to do some insights. So one of the things which people think is missing from the Delve page is refiners. So what's the easy way of doing refiners? The old SharePoint 2010 way. You just get all the results, you spin through them, you aggregate, and you create refiners. And the coolest way to do refiners, Power BI. So basically just fire off a REST query and then to do all these different transformations to even out the data, because the data coming from search is not really good to display in Power BI. So then you get your results like this. So just have a table with all the documents. This is my home feed. And I'll go back to so I could do Power BI from Excel, but I'm going to do it from here instead. So if I go back to my main page and then do the insights, let's click reports. So here you can see that my boss, Stefan, he's the one who's trending most documents around me. Mats is number 2, etc. And then I can filter on, for example, Word documents. So you see the numbers change, PDFs, PowerPoints, so you have the different ones. And here you have the sources. So items are coming from document libraries and SharePoint, some from Exchange as attachments, and then you have some coming from OneDrive or MySite. Yeah. And then, so here's when documents are actually created during the day. So this is at noon, 2 o'clock. You see people work mostly between 1 and 2. That's when most documents are created. Thank you very much. That's it. No, I was kidding. Right. I was kidding. I got more.
Kiss.
Ooh, yeah. So, I actually created an add-in or an app. Yeah. So, Collaboration Insights by Puzzlepart. So, what I decided to do was to look at collaboration edges. That means if I have authored a document and Waldex authored the document together with me, we're co-authors, and that's a good thing, right? So you shouldn't author documents by yourself. You should have someone review those documents. And if they write their comments in emails, they shouldn't do that. That's stupid, right? Because that's information lost. Everything should be in the documents.
Inconvenient.
It's, well, inconvenient, right? So what I decided to do, so when I start this application, it will start pulling down the 1019 or 1033 actions, which is my public and private signals for the ones I'm working with. And working with signals are made up of co-authors, people you send emails to, and also from your organizational structure. So our company doesn't really have an organizational structure, so we actually had to fix our AD, so everyone reports to the CEO, just so we had some structure, because I didn't get any people in here at all. Well, I only got the few people I send emails to, so I don't send that many emails either. So let's kick it off. So I'm then looking at 1033. That's the action. That's the modification action. So the thing here is when you ask for a document and you want to see who's edited on that document, you have to explicitly include all those people. That means if I say, okay, I want documents which I have authored or Chris has authored, I'll get those. If I only ask for documents I have authored, even if Chris has also authored on the document, he won't be there as an edge. So let's kick it. Kick it. So now we're getting actors for me. So we're getting cast here, spreading the net. Get some external people as well. So things should start happening. Got a countdown. It's crunching all the data. It's hard work. The browser is hard at work. And things are starting to happen, right?
Woo. Hey, did you write that?
Yeah. Right. So here we see, this is my boss, Stefan. So he's the one doing the most collaboration and also doing the most documents. So being a big circle means he's got a lot of connections, and shorter lines means that you're collaborating on more documents together. So you see, so Stefan has co-authored on 19 items, and I rank number 7. And then you have these people here, Trond, Gisser, Tammy, Inoka, and Janica. They refuse to collaborate in public. I don't know where they collaborate, but they don't collaborate so I can see it. Might be reason for that, I don't know. And then my boss, well, he's also the most ego content producer, so he creates a lot of items, but he doesn't have anyone else look at those items or do edits on them. So he should get people involved, right? And then we have Trond Øyvind. So he's the most frequent saver. So he does an average of 15 saves per document. So I guess he refuses to. He's scared of losing items. Maybe he's got old battery, old computer. I don't know. Yeah. But if you're afraid to lose your work, talk to Tormod. He saved a single item total of 85 times. Right. Well, I have one with 29, so I'm pretty far up there. So yeah. And then Stefan again. So this is an item he created 470 days ago and is still working on this document. So it might be a long-running proposal, I don't know, but that document is still kicking and alive, right? And then again, so Stefan, he's also the number one item starter. So he created 8 items, and then other people also contributed on that item. And he's also the last saver. I mean, we're a company where 20 people, so I guess our CEO is pretty much involved in the business. So I want to run the same thing, just do it on the Microsoft tenant, because I have a Microsoft account as well.
Hey, you just ran out of time.
No, I didn't. So I'll do a lower number, because if not, there's going to be a lot of bubbles and circles. I'm probably going to kill my browser. So let's start it. See what happens.
I'm still waiting for the Beastie Boys to play when you kick that button.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. Right. So let's just pin me here. So if you look at all these names, so at Microsoft I have a PTSP position. I only work with women. I don't. So I work with Hanne, and we have Anna, and we have Inger, and we have Ina, and we have, yeah. So I don't know if that's coincidence or not, or did I stage the graph, right? So what I did, so I don't produce that much document. So I created 2 documents, and I sent them an email. Can you please open the document and save it? And then I was creating,
collaboration, right?
Yes,
Right.
yeah, collaboration. So we have a lot of circles there, so we can do the last. So since there's a lot of lines, we can filter and showing only the ones who collaborate on at least 2 documents, or we can do even more, like at least 3 documents, just to make the graph smaller.
So am I an actor if it's on the Microsoft network?
Yes. So we could have a people picker.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Let's see what I'm working on.
Yes. So you're William. What's your name in AD?
What's your name?
What's your name? Oh.
Bill Bear.
Just Bill Bear? Like that? You're on Bill. Yeah. Right. So I'm going to do I'll do a smaller graph.
Hey, that ran really fast.
So, so I don't know how big the graph will be, because you might be collaborating in private spaces, for all I know. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
That was it.
So what's this? Yeah. So what's this triangle you got going here, Bill? Yeah. No, I want you got a lot of people. You talk to everyone, and you also have an account Office 365. So you have a user. So I'll pull you.
I'll pull you.
I'll pull you.
I'll pull you.
Hey, but I've created the most content.
Oh,
Yes,
for you.
obviously. Yeah.
There you are. Well, let's try 10.
kick it.
So it's actually a lot faster. I just add a lot of delays. So it's done with all the data.
Oh. I did too, by the
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Because you can.
Yeah.
So we got you down here. Let's move you up. So probably have more content if you run it yourself, right? I don't have access to that much data, I guess. Yeah. So that's it.
Woo! Mikkel.
Yes, Fabian.
Since this is the last demo, and you mentioned that there's a possibility of blowing up your browser, we want to myth bust this and put it at a number for William high, so we can see your browser blow up.
So I'll just I'll do 100 for myself.
Crash it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So I added a square root on when I do the, so I'll only do 10 for all the others and not 100. Yeah. I did that today. Yeah, latest commit. Yes. So now we're up to 107, 108. Yeah. So 108.
4,
3,
2, 1. Just give it a
It's
second.
still rendering, yeah.
Give it a second. Any moment now.
Well, I got a Surface, so it can handle quite a lot. Yeah.
That's insightful.
Look at all those big bubbles, Waldeck.
Yeah,
Well, Waldeck, I tried to run it with your user. You haven't created a single item.
I don't.
Oh!
I stalk. I don't.
Or you collaborate in private spaces.
Yes. I don't. No. I do share.
Would you in the draft like some time?
I know you.
Well, you see it. You see it slowing down. Yeah.
While we wait for this to
Oy.
build, today you saw a number of different ways that you can use the Office graph, the power of the graph and the power of Delve. And that was really the intent of this session, is to really give you ideas about how you can extend its capabilities beyond what we designed it to do. And that's the great part of the graph. We recently announced at Build Universal APIs, and as we move forward, we'll have a number of different ways that you can extend the graph. But for most people, they look at the Office graph, and the only thing that they understand is the abstract nature of Delve, the abstraction layer for the graph and what information they get. But these are unique ways that you can think about how can I take that information one step further to discover new things about content that my users or my coworkers create. So in this example, we look at something that shows how users collaborate, the frequency of collaboration, the content that they create. In other examples, we saw how you can bring in enterprise social or consumer social into the Office graph. We've seen examples of meeting preparedness. We've seen examples that span apps and devices. So these are all just ways that you can think about the graph moving forward and how you can extend it. So with that, while this continues to sadly build, and
It's done. It's done.
getting a little
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna bring up each attendee. I want you to give them each a round of applause. Ask them any question. Not attendee. I'm not gonna bring up each of you. But I'll bring up each one of our contestants. Give them a big round of applause. We'll try to figure out which one of these deserves this the most.
No, did
If
you
there's
see what
one
he
of-
did to that?
If there's one of if there's one of them that doesn't feel like taking this home, yeah. If one of them doesn't feel like taking it home today, we'll definitely make sure that they hand it to one of you. This is what's known as the office giraffe. So if you've seen my webcast on Fridays, you may have seen the office giraffe in my office. It's kind of like our symbol for the graph as we move forward. So it made the trip all the way from Redmond down here. Like I said, if one of these guys doesn't feel like some extra checked baggage, we'll make sure that they hand it off. So let's just go ahead in the same order that we started. Alex?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it for Alex.
Woo!
All right, let's hear it for Chris.
Don't be me.
Let's hear it for that guy. All right. And let's hear it for the guy whose graph built forever.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, Vader. It is your giraffe, and it's
Sold.
up to you to what you do with it after this.
Chris,
You want to pick?
You want it?
Oh,
there's no way I can fit this in my suitcase.
Oh, there are ways.
Like, no.
It doesn't bend.
Does
Yeah.
anyone here want a giraffe?
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
I saw that hand go up first.
You got
back
yourself
there.
a giraffe.
You got all right.
Sold.
Got